You can feel it in your bones that something deeper is happening here. The way they look at you when they think you're not watching. The intensity in their touch during those brief moments of connection. The pain in their eyes when they pull away. This isn't someone who doesn't care. This is someone fighting an internal war between their heart and the voices in their head, telling them to run. The internal saboteur system. There's a powerful force inside every avoidant that acts like an overprotective parent, who never learned that love isn't dangerous. This internal voice has been shaped by years of conditioning that taught them vulnerability equals pain, closeness equals suffocation, and love equals losing themselves completely. It's not that they don't love you, it's that they've been programmed to fear that love. This internal saboteur kicks into overdrive the moment they start feeling genuinely connected to you. It whispers that you'll hurt them eventually, that getting too close will destroy their independence, that loving you fully will make them weak and pathetic. The stronger their feelings get, the louder this voice becomes, literally blocking them from expressing what they truly feel. Their love for you is actually what triggers the blocking mechanism. If they didn't care deeply, they wouldn't need to protect themselves so fiercely. The intensity of their feelings terrifies the wounded part of them that learned love means pain, so it creates distance to prevent the anticipated heartbreak that feels inevitable. The childhood programming override. Deep inside their psyche, there's a scared child who learned that loving someone fully leads to abandonment, rejection, or engulfment. This inner child is actively blocking their adult self from experiencing the love they desperately want because it genuinely believes that getting close to you will recreate their earliest traumas. Every time they start to open up to you, this frightened part of them pulls the emergency brake. It's not personal, it's protective. They've been conditioned to believe that people leave, that love hurts, and that vulnerability is dangerous. This programming is literally preventing them from accessing the love they feel for you, even though it's right there under the surface. The tragic irony is that their love for you is what activates their deepest fears. They can handle casual connections because they don't trigger the alarm system. But the moment they realize you matter, every defense mechanism they've ever developed comes online to protect them from what their wounded psyche perceives as mortal danger. The fear-based blocking system. Their nervous system treats your love like a threat because they've been wired to believe that emotional intimacy equals danger. Every time they feel themselves falling deeper, their internal alarm system screams warnings about losing control, getting hurt, or being consumed by your needs and emotions. This fear-based blocking isn't conscious or deliberate. They're not sitting around plotting how to hurt you or calculating their distance for maximum impact. They're genuinely fighting against an automatic response system that interprets love as danger and triggers fight-or-flight responses every time they feel themselves getting close. The blocking happens because they love you so much it terrifies them. If they didn't care, they wouldn't need to protect themselves. The depth of their feelings triggers every abandonment wound, every fear of engulfment, every terror about losing themselves in another person. Their love is literally too big for their nervous system to handle safely. The attachment wound interference. There's an unhealed wound from their past that's actively interfering with their ability to receive and express love in the present. This wound acts like static on a radio, distorting every loving signal you send and preventing your genuine care from reaching the part of them that desperately needs it. They can feel your love trying to get through, which is why you sometimes catch glimpses of the real them beneath all the defenses. In those moments, the interference clears just enough for them to let you see how much you actually mean to them. But then, the wound kicks back in, scrambling the signal and forcing them back into protective mode. This interference isn't malicious, it's survival-based. Their psyche learned early that love comes with conditions, expectations, or eventual abandonment. So even though they can feel your genuine care, the wound translates it into potential threat, blocking them from fully receiving or reciprocating what you're offering. The self-protection prison. They've built such an elaborate self-protection system that it's actually preventing them from accessing their own feelings. It's like they're trapped behind glass walls of their own making, able to see you and feel the love, but unable to reach through the barriers they've constructed for their own safety. The protection system that was meant to keep them safe from emotional harm has become a prison that keeps them isolated from the very connection they crave. They can see you, they can feel the pull toward you, but every time they try to reach out, the protection system activates and pulls them back into isolation. This creates the heartbreaking dynamic where they're simultaneously drawn to you and blocked from you by the same psychological mechanisms. They're not choosing the distance because they don't care. They're trapped in a system that interprets their caring as dangerous and automatically creates barriers to protect them from what it perceives as inevitable pain. The love overflow problem. The depth of their feelings for you is actually too much for their emotional system to process safely. They've spent so long in emotional lockdown that sudden access to genuine love feels overwhelming and destabilizing. It's not that they don't want your love, it's that receiving it fully would require them to dismantle defense systems they've relied on for survival. Their love for you is so intense, it threatens to flood the careful emotional management system they've spent years perfecting. Letting you in completely would mean feeling everything they've been avoiding, processing emotions they've kept buried, and facing vulnerabilities they've never learned how to handle safely. The blocking happens because they love you beyond their capacity to cope with that love. They're not rejecting you. They're protecting both of you from the emotional chaos that would happen if they let down all their guards at once. They need time to slowly dismantle the barriers without completely falling apart.